you've updated it. And I think that's one of the issues that would impede using a generic cloud server.
Well, here's what I do. I have Google Drive for Windows running on my Windows computer. That synchronizes my personal cloud files to and from Windows automatically. And there's an agent that runs in your system tray that monitors your Windows files to see if they've changed. And if you're on Windows and you edit your KeyPass file, it automatically syncs it up to Google. And then your Google Drive app on your cell phone is automatically checking Google for changes on Google and copies them down to your cell phone automatically.
It's going to be less automatic than the browser-based updates, than LastPass, because I don't think that LastPass actually saves the file until some other time. I don't know. It's a totally different. I think it's probably very different than just a file save. Be interesting to explore that. But
do you have the link? Can you put the link in the chat that you had for the synchronization program?
Oh, sure. It's very useful. It's good for any offline synchronization, anything that you want to sync between two computers or more that you don't want to have a copy of it in the cloud also. You know, it's you could take 10 gigabytes of files and sync them between two computers if you wanted to.
I've been leaving LastPass, but it's a lot of work. I mean, I had been using secure notes, which were getting very large. And I know there's some limitations on the field size that Bitwarden has, and it'll get upset about that. So it's, I'm just gonna do my passwords. I'm not gonna do my secure notes. Fortunately, when you export the LastPass cache, then you get to see they label those secure notes as if they're a file that are just SN, /:SN. So that's how they identify them. I guess it worked, but it's a bit weird. Thanks.
Go ahead, Carl.
Yeah, it sounds like something I was thinking about. You guys brought it up before I got to bring it up, and that is if I'm at a public library and I want to look at my OneDrive or my Google Drive, what do I have to do to log into my system? Aside from using like remote desk or anything, which I wouldn't want to do.
Are you doing it from the library computer or from your own computer?
Well, it'd be the library computer, for example, or somebody else's computer, basically.
Not a good idea.
At the very least, I would open up a remote secure tunnel to your home computer.
Well, because you need to log into your Google account. So you need to open a separate window up, go to Google, and then you log into your Google account, right? And you need to put your username and password in. And then that's going to, and then if you had two-factor authentication turned on, you'd need to put that in. And then you'd be into everything. Now, it's just really, really important if you do that you log out. Don't close the window. Just you got to make sure you log out.
And everything too.
Yeah, you got to really make sure you log out.
Yeah, open up one of those private windows.
Incognito window.
Yeah.
I would not do this at a public coffee shop or anything. But so I just go open up, like you said, open up Google and then log in. One of the things I noticed with Google lately, I think in particular, using my cell phone, is that I have two, path authentication. And what it does, it doesn't send me a code. It just says, is this you? Yes or no?
So what
that's cool.
That's called a push notification, and Google does that. So what you may find on the library computer would be when you log in, put your username and password in, On your phone, you'll get a push notification saying, is this you? And you say yes. And that's just as good as putting a pin. That's just as good as putting your authenticator password in. So that's fine.
That is awesome. That's one of the greatest advances, I think, in for a long time.
Yeah, it works well. But
Thank
it's
you.
only Google that does that, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Well, so I was wondering, what do we do? Would the same thing apply to OneDrive? What do I log into if I'm at a library computer into my OneDrive? Do I?
Well, you'd have to log into your
Microsoft.com?
Microsoft account. You'd have to log in with your username and same situation. Log into your Microsoft account using your username and password, right?
Yeah, of course, the libraries already are running Microsoft, I believe.
Yeah, but you need to log into your account.
Oh,
right?
yeah. No, I got that. Yeah. Well, very good. Thank you.
And you probably, Carl, you'll have to have your phone if you have two-factor authentication, because it's going to ask for the authenticator that'll be on your phone. It'll give you a
Right.
number that you have to match.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, I finally figured out, or somebody told me how to do that, because on the phone, you're in an app and it says enter your password, and then it sends the two-factor authentication. Now you have to leave that window. And I used to leave the window and then try to come back before the
Right.
password failed. Well, what I didn't realize, there's a square in the right side bottom of the phone, and you click on that square and that takes you to a previous window, and you could go back and forth between the windows without logging out.
And if you get into, and that's one of the advantages if you certain, like, for example, LastPass, if you have the authenticator app is LastPass, then LastPass auto fills it from the authenticator app right into that other window. So it auto fills it, right? So and that's one of the advantages. And Bob's going to talk a little bit about that when you're looking at, when you're changing your password manager. That's one of the key issues, because exactly, Carl, how am I supposed to remember a 6-digit code? Like, I can't remember it from one screen to the other, right? So that's important to me. I want it auto-filled.
But I'll tell you that on the Android phone, I don't know about the iPhone, but you go down on the bottom and it stores. It's in like cache memory, your previous screen, and you could go between those screens back and forth, with your finger, and it's real easy. You're not losing your app connection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that on an iPhone. You just slide it along the bottom.
Yeah. Okay. Well, basically it's the same thing. Yeah.
Good.
For those of you who are new to Tech for Senior, the first half hour that we're on in right now, we just socialize and ask some questions and get some answers, but we do have a Q&A at the end as well. But welcome for anyone who is new to us or have not been here in a while and have come back. Thank you.
And I just put in the, if you want to make a donation, we'll talk about that in a few minutes, but I just put the link in the chat. So if you, we're on, of course, on our fundraising time this month. And if you want to make a donation, then it won't interrupt you in the middle of the show. So there's the link again. All right, George, did we answer your question or?
Well, I just had another comment. I agree with
go ahead.
you that it's not a good idea to start getting into your personal stuff at a library. But sometimes it's unavoidable if you want to, check your email or something like that, and you just don't have your computer. But if you have the option of with you just didn't want to power up your your own computer, it's a far better choice to power up your own computer and use their Wi-Fi than to use their computers, because you don't know what security they're putting in on their computer. Somebody could have installed something. One last thing, never synchronize. And I think Google gives you a comment saying, don't do this in a public place, don't synchronize, but they do offer a synchronization when you first log into a new computer, I think. And you don't want to do that in a library at all.
One of the things, George, I think you'd agree with this, is that one of the important things is that whether you're using Google or Microsoft, all these products have apps, and the apps go on your phone. And so, the concept of logging into your account in a library really is sort of old technology, because you need, I mean, all you have to do is switch to cell. So you have an encrypted link into your cell service, and then don't use Wi-Fi, and then it's end-to-end encryption, and then it's on your phone, and you just can use the apps on your phone for your Google account or your Microsoft account or whatever account you want. So the whole concept of why do you even need a computer in a library? You know, it's sort of old technology, right? Jim.
Yeah, and before you do that, one thing, if you are using your cell phone, sometimes it will say, okay, you've got Wi-Fi, we're going to use the Wi-Fi. So you've got to go in and actually shut off the Wi-Fi to force it to use the cell connection.
Right. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I was going to say, with public places, it's probably, if you use it a lot, it's probably worth investing in one of those less expensive VPNs, if that's the way you want to go through Wi-Fi.
Yeah, and don't forget that Google provides a VPN for you, so there's lots of choice for you. Yeah, you can use a VPN. That's good. But again, if you use your cell service, if you use the cell part, not your Wi-Fi, it's an encrypted link. It's like your own VPN on the cellular connection, right? So it's all encrypted right through. So you don't. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, well, I have some apps that just don't work on the cellular connection. They tell me I've got to go on Wi-Fi on it. By the way, I've been having a problem with LastPass. I've had it for a couple of years and paid for it, but it doesn't always autofill.
Oh, okay.
You know, and by the way, here's an interesting glitch. I told you last time, if anybody's having keyboard problems, which I was having, I took it to Best Buy, and what they had to do was reload the software for the keyboard on my notebook. And that cured the problem of getting really weird stuff trying to type on the keyboard. So if anybody's having that trouble with a notebook where you're typing and you're getting weird characters, which you shouldn't be getting, you might want to keep that in mind. I didn't realize there was separate software for the keyboard that can be repaired. So.
Thanks, Jim. Ray, do you have a short question before we get going?
Just I wanted to answer your question. You said, why would you want to use a computer in a library? I always bring my laptop with me to the library if I need to use it, simply because it's a much larger screen. I have a very difficult time trying to do a lot of different kinds of work on a tiny screen on your phone. So that's the answer.
But you bring your own laptop though when you go to the library.
Bring my own laptop.
Yeah.
I don't use it. Yeah. I don't want to wait online.
I've got a quick comment. One time my keyboard wasn't working, and I went to Best Buy and the Geek Squad, and they pointed out that I had the keyboard turned off. I didn't know there was a key, a function key that locks out the keyboard.
Oh, right. Yeah. That's right. I forgot that. Yeah.
I was ready to buy a new keyboard.
Yeah. Well, the other one that often happens to people, a big tech problem, is they turn off the on your keyboard. If you hit the right commands, you can turn off Wi-Fi on a laptop. You turn off the Wi-Fi device, right? And they use that for airplanes. When you're on airplanes, you want to turn off your Wi-Fi. And if you hit that command, your Wi-Fi goes away and you can't, what happened? How do I turn it on? And it's a keyboard command.
I felt so dumb, but I was also doubly elated that it wasn't a hardware problem.
Yeah. There we go. Well, does anyone have a 1-minute question before we start? Nobody's got a 1-minute question?
There's also the thing about if you hit the wrong keyboard combination, you can actually flip the screen around.
Yeah.
And I've had some clients do that in the past, and that threw them.
Indeed. All right, well, we're going to mute everyone, and we're going to get going here. And we'll share our screen. Good morning or afternoon or wherever you are. I'm Ron Brown. I'll be your host today. Welcome. This is episode 147. This is January the 23rd, 2023. So welcome everyone to the show today. We have, if you're here on our listening on YouTube, thank you for coming. If you're here in the audience, thanks so much. We do appreciate your enthusiasm and your continued support. If you're on a YouTube short, then just click the link and it'll take you right into the show today. This show will be here for an hour and we have an action-packed show for you today. We have Bob, of course, is away. He's, he might be in on his mobile app, but he's actually driving back from his cruise. He had a great cruise. It all went well, and he's in his car coming back. He'll be on our Thursday show and, of course, back next Monday. He wanted to remind me, though, and to tell everyone that he's doing a third of the show today, and he's not even here. So let's give Bob a big let's give him a big clap because he's doing it all. He did it all on the cruise. So I hope he got some sun and didn't spend all this time in the cabin. Anyway, so he's doing his security news update and his, of course, the new data breach at T-Mobile. We'll be talking, of course, Bill James will be doing his third and final article today on aging in your home. Thank you for doing that, Bill, and we look forward to Bill's presentation today. IRS and tax season is coming up, so of course, Bob is doing his an interesting article on some security issues you need to know about your taxes. Of course, Hewie's going to talk on the immersive reader for Word and Outlook. And then I'm going to be doing colorizing old photographs, and you'll find that sort of interesting. And then, of course, Bray has his music outro. We have our Q&A. And then, of course, at the end of the hour, and I'll be putting the link in, we have our premiere service today, our premiere video. This is a big one. This is going to be lots of fun today. Hewie is going to talk on a topic that he taught me this. This is something I use all the time. He taught me how to copy and move files to different drives. He did that and it solved my problem. I use it every day. Thank you, Hewie, so much for teaching me that, right? Now I'm going to talk about using your DSL camera as a webcam. So if you have any interest in that, that's a popular one. And then Bob's going to talk about why hide your Wi-Fi network. He's going to talk about that. So he's even in on our premiere event as well. So anyway, that's all coming at 1:30. As we move on, of course, we have our Thursday show coming up this week. We, of course, do our news review, news of the week. And this week, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT, what it is, have you used it, and why is Google so scared about ChatGPT? All that on our Thursday show. And then, of course, we also have Learning Chromebooks this week. And Hewie and I are going to be doing Learning Chromebooks right after our Thursday show. And Hewie, you're getting the invites out today?
Yes, I am.
And if you're registered, you don't have to do a thing. You'll get a nice little note from us saying, fine.
The reminder, yep.
A reminder. And if you're not registered, you can just go to our website. And of course, you can get your get registered and we'll see you and get that organized. So we can do that. And then, of course, we have we podcast that out for our podcast the Thursday show for Friday as well. If you should subscribe to our newsletter. If you did, then you will notice that there were a lot of really cool features in our Saturday newsletter. And my my channel of the week was an interesting one. For those of you, since Bob was cruising, I thought this was an interesting link that I put in there. This is, and the link was, it's called Cruising as Crew. And this is about a girl who she's from England actually, and she's worked for 10 years on the cruise ships, and she currently just finished her contract on Virgin's Scarlet Lady, and she has a very popular YouTube channel called Cruising as Crew, and she talks about her experiences cruising as a crew member on a cruise ship, and for potential people wanting to have jobs on cruise ship, what they should look for, and so on and so forth. It's a fairly big channel. She's got a big following, and it's lots of fun. So that was an interesting link. You too, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to our Saturday newsletter, and you'll partake in all the fun. And there's a bunch of great articles on there as well. Now, I want to first of all, we're reaching the end of our fundraising month, and I want to thank everybody for being so kind and donating. And we're about where we have been for the last 3 years, so it's about the same. It's great, and I anticipate this year it will all work out fine. This week it'll all work out fine. So I just want to, if you are new here, I'm just going to play a short video, and then then I want to just acknowledge those people who have donated already. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. You know, we're starting our 4th year. Wow. It seems like just yesterday, Hewie and I decided to start Tech for Senior for 3 or 4 months. Where have the 4 years gone? With many of the hardworking people that work at Tech for Senior, all on a voluntary basis, we have produced over the past few years 800 videos on our YouTube channel. We also produce 104 live shows a year with a twice weekly newsletter. All this is free without advertising or any sort of charges. We have 16 to 22,000 people a month view our online data, which includes our website and YouTube channel. All this for a budget of only $1,500 a year. These are all just licensing fees because no one gets paid for this. It's all volunteer work. So how do we pay the bills? Well, we have a very generous group of people who have contributed the past 3 years in our coffee fund. This is probably the easiest way for us to raise the $1,500. And with your generosity, it happens usually within 3 weeks. Then we don't have to talk about this anymore. So we'd appreciate this year that if everyone can just reach in their wallet and make a donation, then we don't have to discuss this anymore after about 3 weeks. You can make the payment using our coffee website. This is a secure transaction that occurs through PayPal. You can do this as a bank transfer or a credit card payment. You'll find the link to this in all our videos, website, and newsletter. So it's well advertised and you won't have trouble finding the link, and it's very easy to make a payment. So I want to thank this week to Ann Titus, Carol Rigueur, Kathleen Steed, Brad Robb, Detlef, Bob Baxter, James Martis, Mike Ungerman, Elliot Jones, Glenora Seniors Computer Club, Donna Kirkhoven, Sunday Ruth, and Elaine Larson. And those are all donations came out up to last Saturday. So thank you so much for your donations. We're pretty close. This will probably be the last week I mention it. I think we're going to do just fine. And then we don't have to talk about this anymore. So, and I can spend some time introducing and talking to everybody. I'm not going to go through the introductions today because we have a huge show and I want to get going with that. Hewie, did you have anything you want to comment on before we get going on the show?
No, just don't forget the Learning Chromebooks on Thursday. If you're a member of Stug, I have a class tomorrow, but it's only for Stug members. And I've been busy. Okay. And glad everybody's here. Thanks. Ray, welcome. Bill, welcome. Mike, welcome. And Bob, hey, I hope you're listening. All right. All right, let's get going. I'm going to start out with his security news update.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending January 20th, 2023. Norton LifeLock warns that hackers breached password manager accounts. Gen Digital formerly Semantic Corporation, and Norton LifeLock, is sending data breach notifications to customers, informing them that hackers have successfully breached Norton Password Manager accounts in a credential stuffing attack. According to a letter sample shared with the Office of the Vermont Attorney General, the attacks did not result from a breach on the company, but from account compromise on other platforms. The same type of credential stuffing attack was also just used on PayPal accounts, and you can read about that incident in the link listed. Gen Digital supplied the following response. We have secured 925,000 inactive and active accounts that may have been targeted by credential stuffing attacks. Systems have not been compromised, and they are safe and operational. But as is all too commonplace in today's world for bad actors to take credentials found elsewhere, like the dark web, and create automated attacks to gain access to other unrelated accounts. We have been monitoring closely, flagging accounts with suspicious login attempts, and proactively requiring those customers to reset their passwords upon login, along with additional security measures to protect our customers. We continue to work with our customers to help them secure their accounts and personal information. You can read more at Bleeping Computer. Microsoft could lay off as many as 11,000 employees this week. Microsoft could announce wide sweeping layoffs within the next few days. The possibility of the tech giant laying off a significant part of its workforce was first reported by Sky News and later corroborated by Bloomberg. Sky put the number of the cuts at approximately 5% of the company's 220,000 person workforce, or about 11,000 employees total. Bloomberg said it couldn't find out the scale of the layoffs, but reported they could affect a number of engineering divisions, and that they're set to be significantly larger than other rounds of job cuts undertaken by Microsoft over the last year. Read more at Engadget. Watch out for phishing attacks after the latest credit breach. Experian again. Experian, one of the biggest consumer credit reporting bureaus, likely put your full credit history into the hands of identity thieves last year. On Monday, news broke of a major flaw in the company's website, which allowed anyone with your name, address, birth date, and social security number to bypass a security check and get to your report. Considering how many data breaches have leaked all the information needed by identity thieves, including the massive 2017 Equifax hack, you can now assume your private financial info is out on the web. Read more on PCWorld.com. MailChimp says it was hacked again. Email marketing and newsletter giant MailChimp said it was hacked and that dozens of customers' data was exposed. It's the second time the company was hacked in the past 6 months. Worse, the breach appears to be almost identical to a previous incident. The Intuit-owned company said in an unattributed blog post that its security team detected an intruder on January 11th accessing one of its internal tools used by MailChimp customer support and account administration, though the company did not say for how long the intruder was on its systems. See TechCrunch Plus for more. New font mandate creates frenzy at State Department. The font style used by the U.S. State Department is changing, promoting complaints from employees who find the change to be an inconvenience. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken sent an email to the State Department headlined, "The Times New Roman are a-changin'," a la Bob Dylan saying They will be changing the font for high-level internal documents to a larger sans serif font, Calibra, from Times New Roman, which has been used for more than 2 decades. Our Secretary of State must have a special skill, which wastes taxpayers' money and agitates employees all at the same time. Read more at Gizmodo. Amazon plans to wind down Amazon Smile by February 20th, 2023. Thanks to the support of Amazon shoppers, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is the first charity to reach the milestone of $15 million in funds raised for its mission through the Amazon Smile program. This is just one of the charities that will feel the impact of Amazon's decision to stop the Amazon Smile program on February 20th, 2023. In its notification, Amazon stated that the program has not grown to create the impact that we had originally hoped. They will now support their own select projects like Housing Equity Fund, Amazon Future Engineering, Community Delivery Program, Amazon Disaster Relief, and Community Giving. I have always used the Smile link to make my purchases, which also support my charity of choice. If Amazon removes that choice, I will personally drop my Amazon Prime account. Maybe if enough people choose that same option, Amazon will continue allowing us to choose who should benefit when we shop via Amazon. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you've also received this notice from Amazon. Read more at Engadget. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Read Avast's top articles on what's on the dark web in 2023. Read the article at the link listed or watch my video at the YouTube link listed. Did you know only 8% of the global currency is physical money? The rest is in digital form, like debit and credit cards. In Mexico City, there are special bins that offer free Wi-Fi to people who properly dispose of their dog's poop. Facebook is a divorce lawyer's best friend. In fact, 1 in 7 divorces are blamed on Facebook. Just thought you'd want to know. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Thanks, thanks, Bob. We have one more from Bob. Then we will start with Bill. This is just an update that occurred this week, and Bob wanted to add this to his list.
Here is a breaking security news flash. T-Mobile data breach compromises 37 million customers' data. T-Mobile has admitted that hackers were able to steal the information of around 37 million postpaid and prepaid customers in another major data breach. The carrier said in a regulatory filing that it discovered the issue on January 5th, but that it believes the bad actors had been taking data from the company since November 25th. In a post announcing the breach, T-Mobile revealed that the hackers used an API to steal customer information. While the company was able to contain the issue 24 hours after discovering the malicious activity, the bad actors have had access to its data long enough to have stolen people's names, billing addresses, emails, phone numbers, and birth dates. They were also able to obtain users' account numbers and information about their plans, such as the number of lines they have, T-Mobile said. The carrier is still investigating the incident to get a more detailed view of what happened, but it has already warned investors that it would likely incur significant costs due to the incident. According to the Wall Street Journal, the Federal Communications Commission has also opened an investigation into T-Mobile because, as a spokesperson told the publication, this incident is the latest in a string of data breaches at the company. Please check out my videos on their previous 2 breaches, the first being on 4/16/22 and another one on 8/16/22. After the April 2022 breach, the carrier agreed to pay $350 million to settle a consolidated class action lawsuit and pledged to spend $150 million to update its data technologies. As the New York Company said, it has made substantial progress to date on those updates, but it clearly wasn't enough to prevent this incident. In its announcement, though, T-Mobile vowed to continue making substantial multi-year investments in strengthening its cybersecurity program. Read more at Engadget. And that wraps up this Security News Flash.
All right. Thanks, Bob. All right, Bill, home automation, aging at home, the final part 3. Words of wisdom, Bill. It's all yours. Unmute yourself. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. This is our 3rd and last of our presentations on home automation for seniors. Today, we're going to be discussing how home automation technology can help seniors age in place safely and comfortably. As the population ages, more and more seniors are choosing to stay in their own homes rather than move to assisted living facilities. Home automation technologies can make this possible by allowing seniors to control various aspects of their home remotely and automatically. We'll be discussing a variety of home automation solutions, including smart thermostats, smart lighting, smart door locks, medical alert systems, and more. We'll also be discussing the benefits and potential drawbacks of home automation for seniors, as well as how these solutions can be customized to meet the specific needs of individuals. One of the tools is medical alert systems. These can provide seniors with a way to quickly call for help in case of emergency, such as a fall or illness. Many systems come with a wearable device, such as a pendant or a wristband, and can be activated by the press of the button. One of the plans that I'm highlighting here is the ADT plan, which ranges from $26.99 to $36.99 per month. And it features fall detection, GPS location, pendant wristband options, home temperature monitoring, and all of this is depending on the plan that you choose. Smart home hubs. These can be used to control and automate various devices in the home, such as lights, thermostats, and door locks. Many smart home hubs can be controlled via voice commands or a smartphone app, making them easy to use for seniors. For most people, the best smart hub would be the 4th generation Amazon Echo. You can connect it with either other smart home devices via Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Bluetooth, and Amazon Sidewalk. And through the Amazon Alexa app, you can create routines that can activate your smart home devices through its triggers, such as leaving and arriving home. Alexa Guard can also be turned on smart home devices if your Echo hears a fire alarm or window breaking. And because Echo is a smart speaker, you can also control your smart home devices by talking to Alexa. It's been updated to support Matter, and the cost is $99. Smart doorbells. These allow seniors to see and speak with visitors at their front door without having to open the door, providing an extra layer of security. Answer the door from anywhere with the smallest wired doorbell camera yet. Video doorbell wired includes all the essentials: HD video, two-way talk, advanced motion detection, and real-time alerts sent straight to your phone. Alexa device or ring chime so you can always know when someone stops by. And the Ring wired video doorbell is $38.99. Voice control assistants. These can be used to control smart home devices, set reminders, perform other tasks, such as playing music or making phone calls. The most well-known, of course, is Amazon, Siri, which is Apple, Google Assistant, and Bixby, which are taking over our homes thanks to their compatibility with wash machines, light bulbs, ovens, air conditioning units, etc. You can get all kinds of information found on the internet, as well as asking about weather, latest news, traffic, and other, all as well as tell them to connect to other smart appliances and follow commands such as switch on the television. On the hardware side, grab bars and handrails. These can provide added stability and support for seniors, reducing the risk of falls in the bathroom and other areas in the home. Monitoring cameras. These can provide seniors with the ability to see and hear what's happening in other rooms of the home. Also can be used for remote monitoring by caregivers and family members. The cost of these devices are from $39 and up. Smart pill dispensers. These can help seniors to remember when to take their medication and to dispense correct dosage at the right time. Some of the benefits are improved medication adherence. Medication adherence is extremely important when it comes to medication management. The dangers of non-adherence are not a joke. Accurate dosing at the right time. The main goal of automatic medication dispensers is to simplify medication management. Safe storage. Safety is a key when it comes to medication storage. Automatic dispensers help to keep your medication safe from being easily accessible by pets or children. With your medication safely stored away, you will need a constant power source, such as a wall outlet to dispense your prescriptions. During emergencies where you may lose power, you will still have access to your medication with a pill access key, allowing you to unlock the dispenser. Since scheduling and medication tracking occurs over a mobile app, you can continue receiving reminders and manually tell the app when you took your medication. It also provides easier management. An automatic pill dispenser can hold up to 90 days supply of different medications, allowing you to no longer worry about if your medication is available, especially as the dispenser tracks and assures you that you're not running low. You have refill reminders. With your medication out of sight, you may feel worried that you missed a needed refill. Some medications simply can't be picked up the same time or even the same day, or take time for the pharmacy to receive. You have integrated tools that changes the medication, which changes to medication can happen, but remembering to implement those changes accurately can be a challenge. With the mobile app, you can make your medication or dosing changes in real time. It also gives you independence because streamlined med management helps you to regain your independence. The cost of these devices are from $69 and up. Ramps and stair lifts. These can provide a safe and easy way for seniors to navigate stairs, making it possible for them to stay in their homes even if they have mobility issues. The cost of these ramps are approximately $600 and up, with stair lifts being possibly $3,000 plus. Handles are better for older people. Door handles are easier to use than knobs, particularly for older people and those with disabilities, because they're easier to grasp and turn. Handles can be helpful for people with disabilities and older people who may have difficulty with their hands. The cost of that will vary, including the hardware and installation. Are smartphones good for seniors? The answer is yes. A simple smartphone can be very useful for seniors, mainly because it helps you stay connected with your grandchildren by video chatting, controlling small devices, using GPS to help navigate, monitoring your health through apps, and many other features that can improve the quality of your life. So what are the benefits of technology and how does it affect seniors? Ensuring personal safety during emergencies. If an emergency happens, there are numerous technology devices that provide peace of mind for your safety. Keeping in touch with your family and friends, although nothing can ever replace an in-person connection and quality time with your friends and family, social media has become a great way to stay informed about your loved ones' lives, improving your mental and physical well-being. Staying informed about news and current events, improving your social wellness. Some of the drawbacks of home automation are, while home automation can offer many benefits for seniors who want to age in place, there are also some potential drawbacks to consider. Some of the potential drawbacks include cost. Home automation technology can be expensive, especially if it requires a monthly service fee. Complexity. Some home automation systems can be complex and difficult to set up and use, which can be a problem for seniors who are not tech savvy. Limited range. Some home automation systems have a limited range, which can be a problem if the senior is away from home. False alarms. There are possibility of false alarms if the senior accidentally activates the device. Dependence. Some seniors may become too dependent on their home automation systems, which could lead to loss of independence. Lacks of flexibility. Some seniors may find that the system does not suit their specific needs and may not be able to customize to meet their needs. Privacy concerns. Some seniors may be concerned about the use of cameras and monitoring systems in their home and may not want to share their personal data with third parties. Power and internet dependence. Home automation systems often require a stable power and internet connection to work, which may not be available in all locations or in the case of power outages. So it's important to weigh the potential drawbacks against the benefits when considering home automation and consider factors such as cost, ease of use, and your specific needs. In summary, home automation solutions can help seniors age in place safely and comfortably by allowing them to control various aspects of their home remotely and automatically. Some examples of home automation solutions for seniors include smart thermostats, smart lighting, smart door locks, smart appliances, medical alert systems, voice assistants, caregiving monitoring systems, smart pill dispensers, and most of these solutions can be integrated with each other and can be customized to meet your specific needs. In closing, with technology advancing at such a rapid rate, it can be a challenge for some older adults to keep up with the pace. However, a recent study from the Pew Research Center shows that more and more seniors are catching up, especially when it comes to the internet. Internet use among seniors has risen steadily since 2000, which has 14% of seniors were internet users. Today, 67% of adults aged 65 and older say they go online. Pew Research Center also reports that older adults are the fastest growing segment of the online population. Not only, but seniors who use technology feel more connected to others, are better engaged in the community and the world around them, and are more informed about current events. Here are more ways that technology's use benefits seniors. So my references, and that concludes the segment on home automation for seniors and how it helps or how it can help improve your life.
Thanks, Bill. Talking about programming, The fan in my bathroom now has a programmable computer menu. Then also my in-floor heating has a programmable computer menu along with the thermostat in my house. It's confusing. Help. All right. Hewie, are you ready?
Certainly. The Immersive Reader for Word and Outlook. I'm Hewie Poplock. Immersive Reader is an inbuilt feature now available among a variety of Microsoft platforms. Immersive Reader provides a variety of tools to support reading and comprehension. Without altering the original text, Immersive Reader allows you to change how the text appears to you so you can read it more comfortably. Microsoft continues to expand its list of platforms on which Immersive Reader is offered and updating their Immersive Reader site with the most current information. The Immersive Reader is available for Word Online, Word Desktop, and Word for the Mac, iPad, and iPhone. It is available for Outlook Online and Desktop. The Immersive Reader is also available for OneNote Online, the OneNote Universal app, and OneNote Mac and iPad. It's available for Office Lens for the iPhone and iPad. Microsoft Teams and the browser support the Immersive Reader. Be sure to view my video on the Immersive Reader for Edge on YouTube. Let's open up Word and open up a document in Word. Like this one. And here we have a document for Word. To get to the Immersive Reader, what you're going to do is go to View, and then it's right here. When you click on the Immersive Reader, it changes it to the Immersive Reader. First, we can change the column width. Let's take a look what we have. We're on moderate now. We can make it narrow. We can make it very narrow, or we can make it wide. Let's keep it at wide. And then there are some other things we can do as well. We can go make a page color. So we can change it to any color we want. You might want to have a background color. And if you change it to a black background, it actually changes the text to white. But we'll leave it at white. The next item here is line focus. In a line focus, you can look at one line at a time and move down. You can change it to 3 lines, or you can change it to 5 lines. So as you move down, you focus in just on those lines, or you again can leave it at none. Then you have text spacing. That is an on or off in the computer version. You can also divide it into syllables. You'll see a dot between each. And then the other thing you can do is you can put your cursor wherever you want and tell it to read aloud.
Will a longer USB cable charge slowly? There can be a voltage drop if you use a longer USB cable.
So that is the Immersive Reader, and we can close it. Now let's look at the Office and Word Online. To do that, we go, of course, to our browser, whatever browser you want. I happen to be using Chrome. I could be using Edge or one of the other many browsers that are out there. And all you have to do is type in office.com. We can open up the last document, but if we just open up Word, now let's open that last document we just had. We are using the online version of Word. We're going to go to View, and when we go to View, now we see all of the view items here, and one of them is the Immersive Reader. When we click on that, it puts us in the Immersive Reader. First, you can change the font. which you can't do on the computer version, but in the online version, you can adjust the font to be whatever you would like. You can make it very big. Just leave it at that, at 36. You can increase the spacing, or you can leave it like this. We'll increase the spacing. You can change the font. Right now it's in Calibra. We can change it to Sitka or to Comic Sans. And you can change the themes. Again, if you go to dark, it turns it to dark with a white lettering, or you can change it to various colors. They call it themes. And by clicking outside of the box, that goes away. The next one is you can turn on the syllables, but you can tell what parts of speech a word is. You can say turn on all of the nouns, and it turns to that color. And you can change the colors. So if you want to show all of them, that's fine. And it says show labels. And so it actually will show what the various words are. That's the adjective. So you can do it for all of them. The next is the reading preferences. You can do the line focus. And then the picture dictionary. You can turn that on or off, but what does that mean? Well, if I hold it over the word delivering and then click, I get some pictures. Or if I want the length, it shows me some rulers. And if you click on it, it'll tell you how to pronounce it.
Additionally,
So that's the picture dictionary. And then you can also translate the article into other languages, all built into the immersive reader. Of course, down here, that point, and then
does the length of a USB cable affect charging? The length of a USB.
So you get the reading, but you can also have some settings. You can change the speed. If you want it to be faster or a little bit slower, you can change the speed. And if you want to change the voice from a female to male,
A USB cable can impact the amount of power it's delivering from one end to another, but there are several caveats.
so you can go to a male and female. You can't choose which voice you're using. So that's the word immersive reader. Here's my Outlook on my computer. And we'll take a look at the first email that's here. You'll notice it's kind of gobbledygook. Well, that's because I get it in as text, and I have to click this and display as HTML. And that's a setting that I have for security reasons. So here is the article. In order to see it in the immersive reader, we have to, like Word, go into View, and you'll see then the immersive reader. When I click the immersive reader, I have the immersive reader menu, and I can change the column width just as I did in Word. If you double click the email, it opens it as a separate window. In the new window, we now have the immersive reader in the menu. When we click it, it's there. And we have all the things that we could do in Word, we can now do in our email. And we can do the page color, line focus, and so on. And then we can also read aloud.
About Chromebooks. Incoming T. OCR text from PDFs on Chromebooks.
Now there's one other thing that we can do with this. If you look at the menu, it's got immersive reader, and right next to it, it's got read aloud. So if we click that.
Chromebooks. Kevin C. Toffel. January 20th. While you can already digitize physical documents with Chrome and
we wouldn't have to be in the immersive reader in order to read aloud in our email program. Let's now take a look at the online version, and we're going to go to Outlook. We've got one email here. Let's take a look at it. When we highlight it, it opens it to the side, just as we do in the computer version. In order to get to the immersive reader, you click View, and then you see the immersive reader in the menu. You click it, and then it does everything that the immersive reader does. The immersive reader for OneNote, Office Lens, Microsoft Teams, and of course the Microsoft Edge all work in a very similar manner. That's the immersive reader for Word and Outlook. I'm Hewie Poplock.
Well, thanks, Hewie. Good information. I got to try that. Looks really interesting. The next one is I want to thank Murray Strome for sending me an email and asking me if this would be a good, appropriate topic for the show. And I said, it's great. So for those of you in our audience, if you do have different topics you'd like us to bring up and do a video about, be sure and send them to me. Here's one from Murray, and this is a video on how to colorize your pictures. Thanks, Murray. Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Colorizing your old black and white pictures with Palette FM. Let me show you how simple this is. One of our viewers thought this would be a good topic for our Monday show on Tech for Senior. This is a free service that allows you to upload your image and colorize it. It's a blast. Let me show you how simple it is, and it's also free. Now, the first problem, of course, is finding a black and white picture. So who has black and white pictures anymore? Well, that was a big project, and I had to go into the archives and look at some old albums I had, particularly an old album of my parents. Wow, it goes back a long way. And as you see in this picture, there are 4 people. You'll recognize me on the far left. Well, not really. That's my father when he was 26 years old. Next to him is my mother, and on the right side, of course, are 2 of their lifelong friends. Now, the scary part about this is my children are twice as old as those people in the picture. That picture was taken in 1945. My father was a fighter pilot in the war and had just come back and met my mother. And I think that picture was taken in Meota, Saskatchewan. So if you're from Saskatchewan and recognize the lake, let me know. So the first trick we had to do was to take an image of this. We had to take this picture out of the album and we had to digitize it and make an image of it. Well, is that difficult? No, it is so simple. So making a digital image of a picture is very easy. And I made a video about this, and I had the world's record, 140 pictures in 13 minutes. I made a video about it. I'll show you how easy it is to digitize the pictures in your album. So how I did it with this, we're just going to take a picture of it. These cameras we have now on our cell phones are so good. We're just going to take a picture of it. You can also scan it with Google Photos. We'll show you that as well. And then we're going to take this and we're going to color the image, all right? So let's see how this works. So let's look at this image now. We're going to crop and edit this. So we're in Google Photos. I'm going to come up to our Edit button and click this. We're then going to come over here. I want to crop this, and what we're going to do is make this picture a little bit smaller, and we're going to come up and we're going to crop this down. There we go, and we're going to click Done, and that is the picture we're going to colorize. Going to scan this picture. So you hit the center button and start to scan it. You hold your camera over to the top of the picture, and you see what happens is there's 4 dots that come up. You take and move the little ring over the 4 dots, and this is the anti-glare feature, and it prevents it allows the picture to be taken without any glare. All right, we're now at Colorize Pictures. Again, no sign up, and it is free. If you do want to sign in, there is a login and a pricing structure for you. Let's go to Upload an Image, and we're going to go and find that image. And we're going to upload the image. Now at the top, you have a number of palettes. This is the original. This would be a base palette. This is Lavender Dusk, Colorful Memories, Vivid Natural. Let's see what this looks like. It's pretty darn good. So you can choose at the top here all the filters that you want, which is pretty cool. Outdoor vibes. Let's give it a sec to load. So there are many different ways to colorize this, and you have at the top here many different filters that you can do. So you can play with it. I think that looks pretty natural. I'm going to try that, and we're going to tick download. Let's see what happens here. If I click HD, if you HD downloads require credits, but we're going to download this. Let's click here, and we're going to download it back to the image. So here you see the two pictures, the black and white on the left and the color on the right. Amazing that you take a picture from 1945 and make it color like the one on the right. Pretty impressive. So they have 3 plans. Let's look at the free plan, which costs no dollars. You have unlimited free colorizations, a maximum of 500 by 500 pixel size, 1 free HD credit, no watermarks, commercial licensing, and you can use up to 20 filters. If you want to subscribe, then you buy credits, and that can be $9 a month. 200 credits is $39 a month, and 500 credits is $79 a month, and that gives you, and you get a 28% discount for annual billing, and this allows you to download the images in HD format. And then there is pay as you go, which is 65 cents per HD image for a one-time purchase, or as indicated in the slide, you can buy credits for single purchase items. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Try Palette FM. I think you'll have a blast. You know, if you like this video, I'd sure appreciate that like and subscribe, and have a great day until we see you again. All right. Ray, are you just about ready to go? I'll just say goodbye to our friends over on YouTube, and then we'll get going with the music. If you are over on the YouTube feed, thank you for coming. This is the time when we sign off. Please don't forget our, if you want to pop over now and participate in the Q&A, we have lots of spots open here, and it's certainly welcome to come over and on our Zoom feed and participate in the Q&A. And don't forget, I put the link in the chat for the premiere video that we have coming at hour. And we'll be here next week. So please have a great week, and we hope to see you soon. All right, Ray,